Good morning, everybody. Just a little alert. We're starting early. I want to tell you why. I have a special commitment with a group of visitors who are staying here from the US at 6:30. So that means I need to get my live streams done before that. So that's why I'm starting early, not waiting for the sun. And anyway, it doesn't look, well, it could be an appearance. But a couple of people have been asking me to see the garden. Things got torn up here because of work to deal with flooding. And we had the huge rains there before Christmas. And over here we have the pomelo trees. And you see the flowering has passed, and the little pomelos that become huge. The small little thing becomes huge. The largest citrus fruit that exists on the planet. And then the other ones are coming along as well. Here you see these are oranges. And it looks like there'll be a good crop this year. Last year there weren't that many. And here we have this. These are like little plums, and they've been very scarce some years, but looks like they're going to be more abundant this year. There's a lot of promise. And look at this over here, the rimonim. That's the Hebrew word for them, which is a very cherished fruit here, the pomegranate. And this really grew very well since it got straightened out and pruned a little bit. It grew well, but we haven't had any satisfaction with the fruits over these years. And we have a little avocado tree here. And it's doing very well, I think. It looks very well. This one here was planted before, and it looks a little shaky. Or at least the insects or whatever have had quite a little feast on its leaves, but it's still going. So I'm very happy about this one. This is really thriving. And we'll tell you more about all these in another moment. So we have also some other trees that stayed behind the construction fence there. And that construction got stopped by the horrendous current situation going on. So, here we have the first, this is already the pomegranate in formation. Some are still flowers, but some are already on the way. And here we have two little aloe vera, which are very medicinal. Aloe vera is so many riches in those plants, you know. It's amazing the discovery of the qualities of all the plants of nature. I'm sure God has so much intention in all of that. And when plants are so rich, it reminds us about people. Imagine the wealth in a human being. This lemon is obviously here since before, but there's a new lemon flower here. And then you have these little ones on the way. So it's great to see that growth of nature. And today's readings are also about little beginnings, but they're growing very powerfully. Here's a little palm tree. I don't think it's a palm, right? It's a different kind of palm tree. And it's growing very, very powerfully. And I'd like you to Google Gamaliel and see if you find a good account of him. I wasn't able to do that. I didn't have time right now. But Gamaliel is a very interesting character. And he's a very significant dude. And his advice was taken by the Sanhedrin to not eliminate, to neutralize the Peter and John and the apostles. And he said, well, if this is coming from God, don't want to find yourself fighting against God. And if it's not from God, it's going to die out, like other messianic efforts have died out. Wasn't that a great thing, to protect the little plant that God had planted like this, with this great wisdom? I want you to check out Gamaliel and find a good profile on him. Maybe somebody can find the best link about him and post it. And he's an extraordinary character. And he was actually the teacher of St. Paul. And I'm not sure where Paul was in his emotions at the time of Gamaliel's intervention. But a man of extraordinary knowledge and wisdom of the scriptures, one of the greatest teachers. It's amazing people of great talent can, with one word, make a huge impact. Like parents in a family are the people with great talent. And one little word can change the life of a child. The little seed that's born is one word that's sown, one little act of kindness, an act of mercy that's shown to another person, an act of self-restraint when there's a moment of great tension, instead of using harsh words. Sometimes children are exposed to horrible things. And may the Lord protect and guard all parents in the beginning of life to provide the best. I know many couples wanting to have serenity and care and attention and avoid any substances that negatively affect a child. I'm ever so grateful to my parents for all the beautiful seeds they sowed in our lives. Beautiful things, even without noticing, because it's really, first of all, being a person of integrity. And I think we could say that about Gamaliel today, a person of integrity, a person who knows his position, who doesn't take the law of God into his own hands and he becomes totally self-sufficient and autonomous, deciding things on the basis of anger, of insecurity, of human ambitions and power. If we live truly a true, authentic humility, God can do his work through us, and no matter what the hardships and difficulties are, things can go forward. To sow little seeds of faith in children, attitudes of faith, attitudes that are conducive to faith. Faith is a gift from God, but there's a lot of human elements that can try to snuff out that little plant that's growing, that little seed that's coming forward. And then we turn to the gospel, and we're starting a major adventure. And I'll be talking more about this, we'll be talking more about this, the liturgy will be talking more about this. So that's a great promise that's coming. A great promise. The next week of readings, obviously Sunday has its own program, but this we're starting something amazing. And I'll let you figure out what that is. You can also spring forward with the arrows and see what the readings are coming up. It's an amazing reality. It's a switch of readings that's happening in the Easter season. So that also puts a context on this reading of chapter 6 of John's Gospel. It's an Easter chapter, even with the words that start out today. The opening words of the chapter. And that's very enlightening. And all of this is beautifully summed up spiritually in the sentiment of the psalm, which says in the responsorial, "One thing I seek, to dwell in the house of the Lord." That has to be our great overall picture of life, of our ambitions, the major coach of our desires and expectations. That my ultimate desire isn't the next drink, the next piece of clothing, the next car, the next applause I get from somebody for saying something smart. My ultimate ambition is to be living in the house of the Lord. I want to live in your house, O Lord. I just want to be there with you. I don't want to be separated from you. Let me never be separated from you, Lord. Let's leave it like that for today, people. Be kind to me and allow me to finish early, because I need to do the Instagram post now, and then we'll move on to take care of the guests who have arrived. God bless you. See you later, alligators.